Shlicketty-doo! How you doing, doo-doo heads? My name's Aaron Forsyth. You're back to the Shlicketty-doo cast, episode 68. Wow. Every day's getting better. Every week's getting all right. Last week was fun. We're going to talk about it. You know what? I can't do this show all by myself. Yeah, I'd get a robot or something. But I don't know. I got my buddy Mike over in the garage here. Wait, before he comes in, before we open the door, let's do this like a ritual. That's getting old. We got to figure something new to do there. I'll ask Mike about it. Mike, where you at? I know you're knocking. Come on in. Come on in. Mike Anderson, everybody.
Here I am, coming into the show. All right, it's episode 68. 68 of the DoCast.
68.
I mean, you know, one more is a magic number.
Oh, yeah. That's an old cliche. I know. Like, 42069. Okay. How many idiots have their password that's password 42069?
Well, that's a classic.
Yeah.
It never goes away. All right,
Okay.
So here we are, episode of the DoCast, 68. Let's hit it up. Let's get right into it.
What are we getting into today?
We got a lot of stuff to cover today.
Well, let's backtrack. Thanks for tuning in. Last week we had some new bits. We don't have a Wayback Machine anymore. We parked them in the garage. We might go back to a certain year, but Mike, we got to the 90s. We're into the 90s.
You know, I was looking at it, I was doing some research.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, honestly, here, real quick, just as an example. 'Cause
Okay.
I was doing some research and, you know, like, it feels like it's kind of getting, you know, uninteresting. What were we up to? What year?
We're going into 93.
93, that's what I thought. So, here's the top movies in 93. Jurassic Park.
Okay.
All right. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Sure.
The Fugitive.
All right.
The Firm.
All right.
Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah.
Indecent Proposal.
Wait, which Jurassic Park was that?
First one.
First one, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Indecent Proposal, In the Line of Fire, The Pelican Brief, Schindler's List, Nightmare Before Christmas, Cliffhanger, Free Willy, Philadelphia, Groundhog Day, Grumpy Old Men, Cool Runnings, Dave, Rising Sun, Demolition Man. You know what I mean? It's like...
I mean, it's fine, and it all could be a sideshow, and just like the music's the same. The music is great, I will say. We're getting into the Lollapalooza generation, 93, and that's all great, and that's a whole show in itself. We could have a whole, like, Lollapalooza show, or what, you know, we should just break it up that way, because I feel like a lot of cool stuff is about to happen on the Wayback Machine, but, you know, it's like, why half-ass it?
I gotta tell you, trying to find the music stuff is fucking damn near impossible on the internet. Because it's like any list that you come across, it's either some...
Like a Rolling Stone list?
No, that, or it's like some world music list where it's got half the bands of shit you never even fucking heard of.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it's just hard to find a decent list. Everything is some site that they want you to sign in for or sign up for.
Yeah, Pop-Up Central, and it's like, oh, turn on your ad blocker, and then it's like and then you're getting tracker worms on you.
I mean, if anybody's got a bright idea of a good site that'll just show us the top albums of the year, domestic stuff, let us know. Hit us up, thedocast@gmail.com.
I know. Yeah, I mean, we could go by numbered, honest number, like SoundScan. I mean, I remember back in the day, because the barcode, it was SoundScan was the whole thing, you know, and that's how they knew.
And like, here's the TV shows for the year. It's like 60 Minutes. You got your Home Improvement. Seinfeld's on there now.
Sure.
Roseanne. Grace Under Fire, just like we were saying last time.
Yeah.
Coach, Frasier. Monday Night Football, Murphy Brown, Sunday Night Movie on CBS,
Right.
Murder, She Wrote,
93.
Thunder Alley, whatever that may be, Love and
Okay.
War, Northern Exposure, 2020, Full House, Primetime Live, NYPD Blue, Wings, Turning
I mean,
Point,
it's all
Days
stuff like
Wolf.
it brings back the feels for me and maybe you, but to a younger kid, they're going to be like, whatever, meh.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then us old nostalgia Gen Xers are just going to be like, oh, that was cool, but there's not
Generation.
really anything there to mine. You know, it's like,
Generation X.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because, it's like we could talk
There's
about...
a title, Generation X.
I know. It's like a wrestling team. Like we could be, you know, we could talk about wigs and the relevance of wings, but is it really that groundbreaking?
I mean, you got Seinfeld on there.
It's fine. Yeah, Seinfeld. Now, we could have a whole Seinfeld, but, I mean...
I've been watching through the Seinfelds.
You've been doing that and The Curb. It's funny.
And The Curb, yeah. I'm alternating.
There's seasons you haven't even seen yet, which, oh man, I'm so jealous that I wish I had a season I didn't see yet. Oh.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 seasons of Curb that I haven't seen, you know, the most recent ones.
Oh.
And...
they're good.
And, you know, I was just watching...
Since he's been divorced from Cheryl?
Well,
and Cheryl's with Ted Danson.
Oh, really? Spoiler alert.
Oh, I thought you got to that part.
Well, she left him.
Oh, she left. Okay, but yeah.
And now it's just getting to the point where they did... What did I text you about? Oh, where he was dating the women in the wheelchair?
The wheelchair, yeah.
She's beating him up.
Right.
You know, like I hadn't seen that one. I feel like I might have been hit or miss on some of these episodes. Because I remember the thing with her calling from the plane and the TiVo guy, and then, you know, she leaves. I remember that. But I don't remember this one with the wheelchair.
Yeah.
With the wheelchair. And the second wheelchair lady is Amy Peets, who was in Caroline in the City.
Oh, yeah. I remember Caroline in the City.
She was the next door neighbor friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Curb Your Enthusiasm, but it is funny, like, seeing the dynamic. The whole thing with the blacks, the family that moves in.
Oh, J.B. Smooth's family, yeah.
Yeah, and he's the brother. I never got that when I first watched it. And then he takes the sister out on a date.
Yeah.
And she's a big famous actress now. I forget her name. You know?
Yeah.
And then she gets cancer, and then all of a sudden, you know, she's off the show. The family moves out anymore. Yeah. So it's just JB Smoove hanging out.
Now, was Super Dave Osborne in real life Funkhauser, Marty Funkhauser? Is he in these, or is he dead?
Yeah. No, he's still in these.
Yeah, he's still quick.
He only died like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah,
Richard Lewis is going strong. He's not frail yet.
No.
Yeah, I love the relationship between Richard Lewis and Larry. You know, the way they hate each other and love each other.
They're working on the Seinfeld reunion, so they just had the scene where Larry and Jerry are in a diner. Richard Lewis shows up, and then neither one of them wants to scoot over to let him sit down. So he just leaves.
That's great.
So that's what's going on the Curb, and then Larry's trying to get Cheryl to be George's estranged wife on the reunion special.
Right.
And Jerry had it lined up to have Meg Ryan do it.
Right.
You know, and so then on Seinfeld, yeah, it's interesting. They've gotten to the point where they've stopped the whole framing device of Jerry doing stand-up. That's not really a thing anymore. Now the episodes just start and they go. Everybody's off doing their own dating thing. Elaine is now dating Putty, which is
Richard Warburton.
Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
Which is fucking hysterical.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
So all that, they just did the one where they go to the hockey game and he paints his face and shit.
Oh yeah, that's a classic episode. That's in the top 10. That's a classic episode. Yeah.
So it's funny. I just go through those. I put them on at work just because, you know, ads on YouTube. But yeah, I've been watching that sort of shit. You want to talk about some other shit I've been watching or whatever?
What do you got? What have you been tuning into?
I jotted down a couple of notes here on stuff.
I've been doing Big Brother, so I'm kind of tied with our movie we got to watch. Yeah. You know, for Shlicketty review. But then, I've been tied down. Just Big Brother, and then, I got a bad guy TiVo at the fucking, Lorenzo Lamas, or not Lorenzo Lamas, Tom Lamas, you know, the...
Oh, I fucking don't know who that is.
Oh, he's the new fill-in for Lester Holt.
The
news. So I tune into him, but that's death and destruction. The world's going to end. That makes me depressed.
I've never done the reality TV much, but I've tuned into a couple of episodes of the, I think I mentioned The Snake.
The Snake?
Yeah, that's one that Jim Jeffries is hosting.
Oh, that's newer. Yeah, I don't know much about that.
Yeah, it's sort of a cross between like Big Brother and Fear Factor sort of thing.
Huh.
So, you know, it's kind of... I was just watching because Jim Jeffries showed up on a couple of podcasts and he was talking and he was pimping it out. So I'm like, I'll give it a watch. You know, I'm like a half dozen episodes in or whatever. The reality stuff doesn't really grab me.
I'm not into it either, but we're grandfathered into Big Brother for some reason. She got me into it years ago. I keep watching it. I think we got to film. We got to try to get me in on a season. Imagine if you got me in the Big Brother household.
Well, I don't know what the show is, so I mean...
You basically, you just got to outlive your enemy. One person gets voted off. Everyone kind of is just kind of...
Well, that's the whole thing that they're doing with the snake is, like, one person gets the snake medallion, they're the snake, they're safe. And then they can pick somebody else who's safe, and then that person picks somebody else who's safe, and they pick somebody else who's safe. So it
Oh,
just
that's
goes
a
down
reverse version.
So it goes down the line where it's like it's not one person deciding who gets voted off or whatever. It all goes down a chain, and whoever last person is that nobody saves.
Huh, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
All right, I can see. I can see. Wow, it probably took a real, to evolve that game. That's a good concept.
So it's sort of interesting. And then speaking of reality stuff, I was watching a documentary on what the hell was it? Was it Netflix? It was a documentary about The Biggest Loser, the 3-episode documentary. So I never watched this back in the day, but I know it was a big
Clips
thing.
are popping up here and there. I knew that's a thing because they've been popping up on my Facebook feed for some reason.
Yeah, it's called Fit for TV: The Reality of the Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
So I watched that the other day. I watched through that the other day, which it was kind of interesting. Like I said, because I didn't watch the shit or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was definitely sort of I remember it was a big thing back in the day. But
Yeah. But before that, I've always wanted. I wish they would do that with. Remember the show The Swan? It was the same
is that
concept.
one of the dating shows?
No, these ugly people got surgeries done to become beautiful.
Oh.
And they would put them in a house and have them all do their things, and they'd all, and it was very it wouldn't fly nowadays, but it was like, the person just comes in like a dork or a fairly mediocre woman or lady, and between boob jobs and teeth and hair and by the end of it, they turn them into the Swan. It's like they start off as an ugly duckling, It's
They do that for one person, or they do it for like everybody?
everybody.
Wow,
Yeah, it's a couple per show, and it's like
it's gonna be a
ooh.
big budget.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it was hack or how much of it was like donated by like, oh, so and so, Samson Dental in Miami's donating their teeth, and Johnny Boob Job in Florida,
Las Vegas or whatever.
Yeah, so I wonder if a lot of it was maybe buy-ins for the work, but
That's interesting.
it's very demeaning how a person comes on there as saying, "You're ugly. Welcome to the Swan. We're going to make, you're the ugly duckling. We're going to make you into a beautiful star."
But honestly, back in the day, that's what was going on with these reality shows. The one that I used to watch wasn't really like one of those reality game shows.
Yeah.
It was the, remember What Not to Wear?
Oh, yeah. I like that concept.
Stacey London and Clinton Kelly.
I liked it. I know. Instead of, the makeup, what not to wear. What a great,
That was
catchy to say.
Yeah, that was always interesting.
Yeah.
Because they had the good hair lady, they had the good makeup lady,
Yeah.
and those two were doing the clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was kind of like, what's the show with all the gays on it?
Oh, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
Right, it was kind of like that before that.
Before that, yeah.
Yeah, but I like the what not to wear because they were just like, some schleppy dad in his dad
Yep.
pants and everything, and then they're
Yep.
going to make him over. They're going to rock him out.
Yeah, and the contestant was always nominated by his family. His family were always like, "Oh my God, it's embarrassing."
Right, I know.
So then it would be a surprise when they show up and they hijack the guy.
Yeah.
And the family's like, "Yeah, go do it," And then he's all like, "What's going on? You put me in for this?" And then they show him like hidden camera footage. Of, like,
Yeah, and they're being
Oh
good
my God.
sports about it, but man, I would be kind of mad to be like, really? You guys, this is what, this is how you see me?
Yeah.
It'd be like kind of an esteem killer, but I guess I'd go along with it, I'd go along with it, but kind of an esteem killer,
And then they have people go in, they pack up all your clothes, and then they go through all your clothes and throw shit out and everything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That was a pretty interesting.
what not to wear. They should bring that back.
That show was interesting.
Yeah, that
I like
is
that
funny because I love that's super catchy. What not to wear, you know what I mean? That's super catchy title.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was a pretty good show.
All right, what are you watching?
So the Fit for TV was interesting. So since we're on Netflix, talk about Netflix. Did you ever hear of this show AP Bio?
Oh,
Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
yeah, I've heard of it. I know, I'm aware of it.
I watched through the first season of it. It's fucking funny, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's got. So he's an author.
Okay.
Who ends up going back to what is it, like Youngstown or Cleveland or something like that, because his mom dies and he's got to like, and then he he was a college professor and he loses his job. He's back in Toledo or whatever the fuck it is, and he gets a job as a fill-in substitute teacher, but he's supposed to be teaching advanced placement biology, but he's like
Who's he? Is that Joe
Glenn
Buckel?
Howerton.
Who?
Glenn Howerton.
Glenn Howerton,
It's Always
okay.
Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh.
He's the guy that's Dennis.
Yeah.
And so he's, he hates everybody. He doesn't want to be there or anything. So he tells the kids, he's like, I'm not teaching you biology. He's like, you keep your mouth shut, you get an A. You go blabbing about this, you get an F. And so he's just basically talking to the kids like adults. He's like, all right, so this guy that got me fired at my teaching job, we're going to get revenge on him. Let's get some ideas for revenge. What can we do to mess up his life? So he's getting the kids involved. It's
a fun concept.
It's a great concept. Yeah. The kids are hysterical.
Yeah. As long as you got the kids playing along, and the writers do it in such a smart way.
And the principal's Patton Oswalt.
Oh yeah. This is probably what, 2013, 2010.
I don't think it was that long ago, but yes, it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I think there only maybe 3 seasons of it.
Yeah, I remember Patton Oswalt being the principal.
I'm just starting the second season of it. It's a good time. It's pretty funny.
Wow.
It's a good...
worthy of a watch. All right, I might have to bookmark that one. AP Bio, I forgot about that. What, that was on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, what was it originally on? Seems like a CBS thing.
It was a network thing.
Yeah.
I feel like NBC maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But you'd think it'd end up on Peacock or Paramount. Maybe it was CBS.
I don't know.
Right, ABC. Yeah. Okay.
Then, of course, still on Netflix, that Scottish series with those two guys dressed up as like old guys called Still Game.
Yeah, I don't know that.
That thing is fucking funny, man. I find it funny because they're like old scammers. That's funny. So on HBO, we're doing Curb Your Enthusiasm. So I think I mentioned this before. There's this. They have a little bit of British shows on there. So there's one called Save My Skin. It's like a dermatologist lady.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
not like Pimple Popper.
It is.
It is like Pimple Popper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But I like it because it's British. I like the doctor lady, and yeah, some of the cases are fucking like horrific. But it's sort of interesting because
I can't.
Because
I don't
it's
know
not
if
American, so it's not super like salacious and shock stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more easy going because it's British. But even still, some of these people with their issues, man, it's like holy shit.
Makes you feel good, huh?
No, it's just interesting. I like the doctor lady.
Okay.
It seems interesting. And so they just rolled out Peacemaker season 2. I've never watched Peacemaker.
I saw that was up there. Yeah, I never saw the first one.
Was that the John Cena, right?
Yeah, and he's got a dumb helmet on. It looked dumb, but I mean, it's getting good reviews, so it might not be that bad, right?
So there was Suicide Squad movie, the terrible one.
Yeah.
Then there was the Suicide Squad that James Gunn did.
All right.
Which was actually pretty good. David DeSmulchin as Polka Dot Man, shit like that.
I don't know those villains though.
If you haven't seen that one, watch that one.
Oh.
That's where this Peacemaker comes in. He's one of the characters in there.
Oh, that's why I don't. Yeah, they were saying Suicide Squad, and I'm like, I've seen that. That's Will Smith and
Yeah, the first one, the terrible
Robbie.
Will Smith one was Suicide Squad. Then they made the Suicide Squad. James Gunn did. That was good.
That's where the disconnect. I missed that one.
Because it's almost like he takes all the characters from the dumb Suicide Squad movie, and he gets them killed off in the first 5 minutes. It's pretty hysterical. Huh. Then they bring in the other.
I do like the idea of making the bad guys the good guys.
Yeah.
And give them some humanity. That's always been a fun trope.
Yeah. So that's where it comes from. Is the Suicide Squad one that James Gunn directed. That's where you get the Peacemaker. I've heard good things about the first season.
Sure. Yeah, Cena's making a good living off it,
Yeah, he is. So it's the season 2 that got out.
Yeah.
So there's this other series on HBO that my friend was telling me about. I was just watching a trailer for it. I kind of want to check it out.
Okay.
It's called Baylen Out Loud. Baylen.
Oh, is this like a bail bondsman?
No.
Oh, that'd be funny if it was a bail bondsman. I was picturing like.
No, this is a 21-year-old girl from West Virginia who's got Tourette's.
Ooh, I get hooked on Tourette stuff. I love it.
I
shouldn't laugh at them, but I do.
This looks interesting.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was telling me about it. He's like, because she says fucking nutty shit, you know what I mean? Because it's the Tourette's and everything.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So it's interesting. I haven't really watched it yet. I was just watching a trailer earlier today, and I was like, "Oh, this looks nutty. I gotta sort of check this out and see what's doing."
Yeah. Tourette's stuff gets funny.
Yeah, it depends on how they how they do it. Yeah, because she's saying
The greatest moment of television daytime history was I remember coming home from school and Donahue was on, and it was all about Tourette's, and the whole audience had Tourette's,
Oh, fuck.
and they were triggering each other, and they could not stop the beep. There was beeping and goddamn it and swearing in between everything. Fuck, goddamn, fuck, and the censors could not stop the madness.
Yeah.
And it was on TV, and I was watching it, laughing because when you're talking 1984, I mean that was pushing the envelope.
Yeah, she says wacky shit in like a funny way.
Yeah.
That is just
Like no filter, it just comes out. And then when a couple Tourette's folks get together, boy, they trigger each other.
like even her introduction. She's like, "Hi, I'm Balin. I'm 21 and I have Tourette's and a baby penis."
Wow.
It's just funny.
Oh man.
So she's got like a boyfriend who's joining the Air Force and he's gonna get deployed soon or something like
wow.
that.
So we want to watch this, but we're not gonna. Are we laughing, or am I just laughing at this at first? But I'm gonna be endeared by her.
Seems like it's fairly charming and well-intentioned or whatever.
Well-intentioned, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get the girlfriend to watch it because she doesn't want to punch down, and I get it. I wouldn't want to punch down on Tourette's either, But is it? Yeah, it's kind of like what's the show where the autistic people date?
Oh, the Love on the Spectrum or
You're
whatever?
right. I feel like that's a little punching down.
Holmberg on the radio used to always talk about that. He's like, that show's fucking fascinating.
It is fascinating, sure, but yeah. If you watch, I think it's the intent you go into it with.
So that seems interesting. The Balin Out Loud. on
Bailing out loud.
HBO.
Okay, all right, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, my friend was
You're
telling
real
me
good
about
at the elevator pitch, so you get me involved in these things, So
Sounds
all right.
interesting.
I'm kind of sold.
Then a couple other interesting things on Disney.
Uh-oh.
Thunderbolts just came on. I know.
Okay.
A friend of mine saw that one and the Fantastic Four one. He said he couldn't get into the Fantastic Four one,
Really?
but he said he liked the Thunderbolts one.
Huh.
I'm not sure how much I care about any of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, well, and Thunderbolts was after my time of reading the comic book, so I have no real childhood connection to it. I don't know much about the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, it's just like it's like the bad guy Avengers, sort of thing. So
Sure.
I'll give
But
it a
if
watch.
they're
I'll see
great
what's
characters, they would already have been in the first run. You know what I mean? I feel like
Well, they got
like in the comic books, Ghost Rider was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of cool at first, you go, "Oh, Ghost Rider," and then you go, "Well, I can't do anything with this character. This stinks."
Well, I know they got two of the Thunderbolts were in the Black Widow movie, right?
Okay.
So it's her sister, Florence Pugh, and David Harbour. Remember the
Oh yeah, the Russian. He's playing a Russian dude.
right? And then also from I almost said Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Winter Soldier and Captain America. That series that they had.
Right, the Bucky.
Right. Yeah. So Bucky's one of them.
Bucky Larson.
Yeah. Bucky Larson. What was that?
Isn't that his name, Bucky?
No.
I'm thinking Bucky Larson. I'm thinking Nick Swartzen.
Yeah. Next one.
Right.
James Bucky Buchanan. He's one of them, and also the Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son, who was the bad version of Captain America. He's in it. I think the girl from the second Ant-Man movie who would phase through walls.
Was she the bee?
The ghost? No.
Oh, Face Through Walls. Oh, I know that character you're talking about.
I think that one. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So
I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, the David Harbour guy was kind of like, I don't know. It was kind of an eye roll.
yeah, I know.
I know. I don't want to eye roll it. Yeah, I know. I guess I don't know. That's one of those ones I always go, I'm gonna see that, and then 10 years later, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I know. I've had the watch list for like forever.
Oh, I know.
So I might check that one out. That one just popped up, I think, 2 days ago.
All right.
There's a new movie that's on there called Eenie Meenie.
Eenie Meenie.
This young blonde girl. She's like a former driver for like mob or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like a Baby Driver concept.
Yeah.
Remember Baby Driver?
I never actually watched it.
Oh, that's kind of Crash and Bang 'em Up. That's kind of fun.
That Duster was fun on HBO.
Yeah.
But I heard they canceled it. Fuckers.
Yeah.
That was good. And then there's a movie called The Amateur with Remy Malek and Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like his
okay.
wife goes on vacation in Europe and she gets killed, and then he's just a regular guy and he decides to go out and get revenge on him or something. The trailer looked pretty okay.
Revenge.
Yeah.
Why is everything revenge?
I know.
Everything's revenge, murder. Let's murder or revenge.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we got here? I don't know. I feel like there's, can we create a new ultimate sin here? I don't know. It's like, it's murder. It's every show, every movie is about murder. Or let's be a hit man. Let's be a hit woman. Everyone's a hit person.
Yeah, well,
I think, once again, it goes back to murder.
Yeah. And I think the thing is that stuff, it essentially becomes an action movie. And I think that stuff plays well overseas. Because you don't really need to do much translating or have the cultural awareness for the subtleties of like comedy or drama in an action movie.
Hey, good point. Good point.
And so whatever they make here domestically, if it's an action movie that appeals to an international audience, they can double the income with the international release.
Yeah. And if they're like hitmen being chased by international jewel thieves, it's kind of like conceptually, you could be French, you could be American, you could be Canadian, you could be whatever.
Look at that Jason Statham. He rolls out one of these movies every like 2 years. What was the last one? The Beekeeper?
They're out of ideas. Hollywood's out of ideas.
Well, he's a former, British Secret Service, operator guy who retires and he keeps bees. And something happens and he's got to go back into the thing. I swear to God,
there must be like a card game where they just take the hat and they go, okay, car mechanic, jewel thief, vampires.
It does sort of feel that way.
In high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does sort of feel like that.
I mean, what are we doing? You're mixing the xyloms and phloems here. It's just, oh my God, stop.
You know what the girlfriend's been getting into on the Netflix is the New Adventures of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch.
The New Adventure? Or is that the original one with
Melissa Joan Hart? No, not that one.
Yeah, okay.
That was the old ABC one.
Right,
This
I know
is
that.
the one that they did a few years ago.
Okay.
So I guess this whole Sabrina the Teenage Witch thing is somehow ancillarily related to Archie comics.
Okay. Is it?
So that's the thing. Kevin Smith was kind of talking about this because he's done. They found a way to keep these Archie comics relevant for like 80 years. It's nuts.
Oh my God, the thing that wouldn't go away. Yeah, something that wasn't very good that will not leave. It's like lard or butter.
Yeah, and I guess a few years ago they had this. I don't know if it was like UPN or WB or something like that. Riverdale.
Yeah. My kid watched Riverdale. She thought it was great.
Yeah,
but she was 15.
That's who it's made for, and people are loving it. So this Sabrina is like a darker take. It's a much darker take. It's more like Buffy the Vampire Slayer sort of thing.
Okay, and she's going in there going low expectations, campy, but she was kind of like indulging her sweet tooth on this one. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she gets into shit. Fucking, she can't. she's hardcore.
I mean, because she's a theater man, like she knows her shit. When it comes to literary stuff, for her to be watching that would be like, shh, don't tell the class.
But she loves the story stuff.
Yeah.
So like, she just recently tore through this whole book series. What the hell was it called? It was like something Alchemist series, like 7 books.
Oh.
Like fiction books. She tore through those. Nicholas Flamel, Alchemist or something like that. I don't know. She tore through all those.
Wow.
Yeah. She tore through the whole 2nd season of Wednesday. Now she's doing this Sabrina thing.
Wow. I still got to see. I haven't seen any Wednesday. That's another one that's on the list that I go, I'm going to get around to that. 10 years later, I don't get it.
Like we mentioned it last week, it's well done. It looks good. The cast is all good. It's a little kiddie-ish in the machinations of it. Yeah, I'm having a hard time really,
Well, I'd like to see a show that I know you can pick up right away who the demographic it was made for.
Yeah.
But me being outside that demographic, I can go, okay, I want to appreciate good work. It's kind of like going, give me the best jazz you got. I'm not into jazz, but give me the best jazz record you can come up with.
I mean, most of the first season is directed by Tim Burton.
Yeah.
So, You know,
Right, yeah,
if that
all the
carries any
makings of it.
cachet.
Yeah,
and you
and-
sort of know who the character is already.
And I always think it has to be up to a certain standard for it to pop culturally catch on. I mean, sure, like some shit that stinks catches on, like, I don't know, some trauma movies, like, you know. But
Yeah.
I mean, but Wednesday, you know, it's legit. It's
Yeah.
got to be legit. It's got to be up to a certain level. So that's when I go, okay, well, it's past its second season test. All right, here we go.
Yeah, they definitely got a thing going on. They're definitely building their world, you know, and you know, it's definitely got heart to it and what it's doing and all. But you know, like it doesn't super grab me, but you know, that's okay. It's not necessarily aimed at me.
What else you got on that fun list?
That was about it for the streamers. Other than that, I stumbled across on YouTube today a new show I was watching on YouTube that is a channel that's apparently been around for a little while.
Okay.
This is this guy and this girl,
Okay.
and it's a British guy and an American girl.
Let's add them up.
It's called Words Unraveled.
Words Unraveled. Okay.
With
All right.
Rob-
Do tell. Give me the elevator pitch.
So there's this British guy, he's named Rob. I forget what his last name is, something with a W. But his YouTube channel is Rob Words. Right?
Okay.
So this guy has worked in like television, stuff like that. He's written news copy, all this sort of stuff. He's currently living in Germany.
He knows his shit.
He knows his shit. And then this girl, she's living up in Connecticut. She's been a college professor. She's written a couple of books. Her name is Jess Zafaris.
Okay.
So these two, they're talking about words.
Is it podcasty?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
All right.
And so it's them two. They're doing it like over Zoom or something like that. So they're talking about words, origin of the words, where we get stuff from. So all sorts of things. Like they have a couple episodes
Do
where
they stump each other, or if they pick a word, do they both know where it's from? And they work together on explaining it, or is it
Yeah.
more like stump the other person?
No. They work together on explaining it, sort of
Okay.
thing. And apparently they do research and stuff like that. And so they're like really into this sort of stuff.
Sure.
So sometimes they have a couple of episodes where they're comparing like British stuff and American stuff. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know, like on a car, we have a trunk. In England, it's a boot. Why is it called the boot?
Well, they're just asking the question. Why?
Yeah. And so
Or where?
they've got
Why
the answers.
and where?
So they go and do the research and they explain it. You know, like we call it a windshield. In Britain, they call it a windscreen.
Screen. That's kind of dumb. They're wrong. It's a shield.
That's sort of what the
It's not a
discussion.
screen. Air's not going through it.
And they get into like it's etymology, it's origins of words,
Yeah.
where things come from.
That is fascinating, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm kind of stupid, so I like to learn. I can learn off that.
And so one of the episodes I saw was called "Exposing Grammar Myths and Grammar Myths and Mistakes"
Okay.
with Grammar Girl. This Grammar Girl, apparently, she randomly started a podcast like 20 years ago. Just putting shit up because she was like a copywriting proofreader,
Yeah.
and she kept having like the same mistakes and shit come up. And so it was kind of interesting. They get way deep on like printing stuff and journalism stuff, like newspaper type stuff. Like these like things like, you ever hear the phrase burying the lead?
Oh, yeah, I've heard the phrase, sure. Yeah.
So when people talk about burying the lead,
Right.
it's not lead, L-E-A-D.
It's L-E-E-D?
They spell it L-E-D-E.
Oh, L-E-D-E.
Deliberately misspelling
Oh, I thought it was bearing the lead story. It's
It
like,
is.
like a
It
journalistic
is.
thing.
It is. But they spell it L-E-D-E, not to be confused with lead, L-E-A-D, which in printing and typesetting, you've got their lead slugs that you put up and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So just to differentiate stuff, you know. So there's all these like little tricks and stuff that they were talking about.
Huh.
Like in printing, like if you make an obituary ahead of time, you can have the whole obituary written up except for the date that the person died. So in place of the date, you put TK. And TK is actually meaning to be corrected. But instead of putting the TC, they put a TK just to differentiate it because
Yeah, you'd think they'd go TBC.
because there's very few words in English that have a T and a K right together.
Oh.
So it's easy to spot. You don't usually miss it and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all these like printing things and stuff like that.
Huh.
So it's sort of fascinating, getting into like journalism, nuts and bolts and stuff like that. So this grammar girl, she randomly started this podcast like back when it was like original podcast days. So she's still killing it. So she's out there. Her name is Mignon, like filet mignon.
Okay.
Mignon Fogarty. And they were talking about things like the concept of lesser or fewer. When do you use which one? And so apparently there's these style guides. There's a Chicago style guide. There's a AP Associated Press style guide for writing and how you're dealing with language and that sort of stuff. Yeah, it sort of gets deep in the weeds. And so they're talking about this idea of less versus fewer, right? And so they were saying that general rule is you'll use the phrase less of something for something that's uncountable, but you use fewer for something that's countable. And by the same token, you use less for singular things or fewer for plurals.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
And so they go into this sort of stuff, and they have examples and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and it makes sense. But
Yeah.
like one of the things that they were talking about was this idea of, they called them like frozen binomials, which are two-word phrases that are sort of always together.
Two-word phrases that are always together.
And there's a bit of
Like be here now or be now.
no, like salt and pepper,
Oh, salt and pepper. Okay.
like macaroni and cheese, ham and eggs.
Okay.
And so they were saying that there's a bit of a rule for how these things get laid out. And they were saying that generally the shorter word comes first.
Oh, salt and pepper. Yeah, because we never say pepper and salt. You want some pepper and salt?
Pepper and salt sounds weird, and this is the whole thing. And it's almost like culturally, we're just baked into these phrases that we never think about it. And they were saying that this is the sort of stuff that makes English maddeningly difficult for foreign language learners to pick up. Because we just do it automatically. You know, we've got
Yeah.
these phrases.
That's true.
Sometimes it'll be like the more powerful person will come first, like king and queen. Or, which isn't always the man, bride and groom. Bride comes first because the bride is, you know, it's all about the bride with the wedding thing. You know what I mean?
That is true. Yeah,
So
it's
it's always
the bride.
bride and
It's
groom.
more the bride's day.
Right? And then sometimes it'll be the positive thing will come first, like friend or foe. You know? So there are these little rules for these little things. And then they were talking about, like, with the macaroni and cheese, you know, Kraft decided to make it cheese and macaroni, which is ass backwards. Because the British guy was like, we just call it cheese macaroni in England. And so it's the idea of that it's, you've got the macaroni with the cheese on it. You've got the ham and eggs. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a thing, and then the other thing is added on to it. So there's the base thing, and then the other thing added on. You know, but you know, it's these grammatical things and like word stuff. These guys
now
are
I think of
into
it. Yeah, why is the one, like when you say burp and fart? Burp is always first. You don't say fart and burp.
Right.
Burp and fart, it just sounds right.
Right.
And we just take for granted that, oh, that just sounds right. Salt and pepper.
That's why it's these frozen binomials, because they're just frozen in their usage and how they're laid out.
Binomial.
Yeah.
What's by?
By meaning two.
In order.
Nomials is names. Two
Names. Okay. All right.
Yeah. See, when I was a kid, they had the gifted classes. They had us in etymology. That's why. That's why I'm pretty adept at language stuff, because when you can look at the Latin root words of words,
Yeah.
you know, it sort of unlocks words, and you kind
Right.
of figure out what stuff.
Yeah,
it is.
you're actually, you're deep diving into. Oh, yeah. Totally mind blowing. That's
So etymology, yeah.
Yeah.
And so another thing that they were talking about was, so they had a different episode where they were talking about aviation words.
What?
Aviation.
Like aviation in the sky?
Yeah, flying.
Flying. Okay.
They were talking about the difference between airplanes, like we say, in a lot of European languages where it's aeroplane. A-E-R-O.
Oh. Yeah, I always thought that was just Americans condensing things, because we do that.
It sort of was, because when you look into the history of it, originally it was all aero something.
Yeah, like aerospace.
I mean,
but
even
we
though-
say airspace.
Even the whole word aviation was coined by Jules Verne.
Yeah.
You know? Aviator, Jules Verne.
Yeah.
Made it up,
yeah.
you know?
But he was an English bloke, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were talking about things like the phrase flying by the seat of your pants. That
Okay.
means flying without instruments. Just flying by feel.
Yeah, but why the cedar pants?
because you're sitting in the plane. That's where you're going to feel the vibrations and that sort of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Because you got your feet on rudder pedals and you got your hand on the yoke. You know, they were talking about, like, you ever hear the phrase "deadhead"? Not like Grateful Dead fans.
No.
They said the deadhead is a crew member riding as a passenger on an airplane. Like if there's a pilot and he works for the airline and he's in Cleveland and he needs to get back to Los Angeles, or they need him to get to Los Angeles, he'll just ride along on the plane as a deadhead. Huh. So they said this phrase "deadhead" comes from the theater from back in the day.
Okay.
It means a non-paying audience member who like fills an empty seat.
Wow.
You know, shit like that.
Wow.
And then this other one I thought you might find interesting. The phrase "balls to the wall."
Like the Accept song.
Right. It's not from what you think it is or what they want you to think it is. It's from World War II planes. I think more like bombers and stuff like that, where they have balls on the end of control sticks, like the throttle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you went balls to the wall, you had the throttle all the way up to the firewall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
Like
sense. That's probably
ends.
how, when Accept wrote it, they used it like that. But we just interpreted it as putting your balls on the wall. But that's dumb. No one would write
So
about
going balls
that.
to the wall is like going full power.
Yeah, that's what Udo was probably thinking of when he wrote it.
Yeah. So it's sort of interesting. So that YouTube channel is called Words Unraveled.
All right, we're
Rob
going to have to
Words
check
and
that one out. That'll
Jess
make us
Zafaris.
smarter.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's good to listen to, and you know.
Yeah.
I was just doing that all day at work, listening to them just talking about words and stuff like that. And they do it much better than I do. I couldn't get enough, because it's all about the context and history of stuff. Like, did you know that William Shakespeare made up a shit ton of words?
He made up words?
He made up words.
Just to fit his storytelling? Or
Words that we use all the time.
was he combining words, or was
Sort
he
of.
just making up words like the whole wickery-doodly-doo-doo?
Well, it's like there's sometimes esoteric words that you might not really get.
Uh-huh.
Like he made up the word portmanteau.
Portmanteau.
Yeah, portmanteau is something that's carried.
Oh, okay.
You know, he made that up. They were talking about the origin of like the word hello, like where that comes from. Yeah, you know, stuff like that, like why we say, you know, certain phrases.
Like we say hello, but it's Hullo in England, right? Hello?
Well, it was sort of like, it was sort of like that, where it was sort of a greeting that you would like yell from afar to get someone's attention.
Yeah, I always thought hello, like you yelling in the hull of a ship to see if anyone's down there. Are you down there? Hello!
No. But speaking of ships, they were talking about, they had a whole one about ships and stuff. You know, ahoy?
Ahoy. I say ahoy all the time. I'm bringing back ahoy.
So ahoy is actually a little bit of a bastardization of the Dutch word for hello, which is hoy, H-O-I.
Huh.
So they just put an A in front of it and you got ahoy.
Ahoy. I like saying ahoy.
So, you know. But, you know, fun stuff like that, etymology sort of stuff.
Ahoy.
So, yeah. So that's sort of interesting. It's fun on YouTube.
That's good. That's a good watch.
Yeah.
That's a good watch.
Yeah, check that out. So that's good.
Yeah, it almost how we misinterpret things. You know, I was thinking about, okay, here's a visual misinterpretation. America, we're known for this. But in the movies, they do it a lot. Now, my girlfriend Tina, she's in the nursing field.
Right.
You and I we'll talk about this after I tell you the backstory of the Tina thing. Tina hates watching shows on TV that don't know nursing.
Right.
Like, they don't say the word stat. You know, it makes her mad. We never, you know, when you're in there, no one goes, "Get me those forceps, stat." You know, no one says that. No one has said that for 30 years.
What do they say? Be quick about it?
I don't even know. But that's one of those things that, like a peeve she has, okay? Another one was the doctor doesn't wear the stethoscope around their neck. And if they do, they're just showing off. But on TV, they always have it on, or they put it on wrong, like how many times, like they'll be, you know.
Oh, yeah.
She says, she'll point it out every time. And I was like, oh, yeah, and we were laughing about it, because it's the same thing with my big pet peeve with the biopic. The actors, you know, are nowhere near the chords they're playing. It's almost or a smoker you could tell is a smoker and not a smoker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was going to ask you now: is there things you've seen in movies where you go, "That's wrong"? That's completely, you know.
I tell you something I saw where I was like, "That's right,"
Oh,
which was, it was this Hulu miniseries called Pistol
okay.
about the Sex Pistols.
Oh, okay.
I think these guys were actually playing.
Yeah. Wow. See, I know because I know exactly where their hand should be, and you could tell if a drummer's really a drummer, you know, or you could tell if the actor he took some drum lessons probably a few weeks beforehand, and he's close, but he's not.
Because it's about
There's a thing.
the early days in the formation of the Sex Pistols, like when they're just learning to play and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're kind of stiff.
I think they're actually playing.
Wow.
I actually bought the whole thing on Amazon.
Yeah.
All the episodes or whatever.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to get a hold of these days. It was actually directed by Danny Boyle,
That sounds familiar.
who did 28 Days Later,
Oh, okay.
all that stuff, Train Spotting,
Yeah.
all that.
Train Spotting. That's why I know the name. Okay.
Yeah. It's actually really well done. I mean, if you get a chance to check it out or something like that.
So you're saying that it's the Sex Pistols, let's just say, okay, let's start with the drummer. The drummer?
It's based on the book by Steve Jones, the
All
guitar
right, well,
player.
yeah, the guitar player, right?
And so he's talking about how he was just sort of a street kid, and he would break into the Hammersmith Odeon and steal gear.
Steel gear.
Yeah. So he stole like a Marshall amp and stuff like that from David Bowie. He stole David Bowie's microphone.
Wow.
This sort of stuff. And so his buddy was Paul Cook, the drummer. Mm-hmm. So those dudes were friends. So it started off, Steve Jones they were trying to make him a singer, but he wasn't that good of a singer, and he was too sort of shy to be a singer. And so he ended up learning how to play guitar stuff.
Okay.
And they've got the kid, remember from Game of Thrones? Remember Jojen Reed?
No.
The kid who was taking Brandon Stark up to the wall in the north. Mm-mm. That skinny kid that was helping him interpret the dreams. Oh. He plays Malcolm McLaren, who's the manager.
Ah.
Wow. And yeah, the cast is all real good and everything. It's really well done. It's really interesting. But when they're playing it
at least they're on the right frets, and the chords look like chords.
It's more than that. I think they're actually playing.
Wow.
Because when he's learning to play the guitar and stuff, it's like, when you hit it really hard and you get the overtones and the shit just sort of,
Yeah.
It's like that. I don't think they're matching that up with playback or something.
Right.
I think he's actually playing it.
Wow. Which would be kind of cool.
Because he's just hammering shit out and coming up with this whole chunking gun 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 gun,
Wow.
And the drummer kid's on it. He's on it. It's not miming. I think he's on it.
Yeah. And I guess of all, even if you were just an actor learning your parts, the Sex Pistols were so primitive at their instruments.
Yeah.
You're going to sound like that guy in their first year and a half.
Yep.
So,
So
which the Sex Pistols were.
I was like, man, that's pretty right on.
Okay.
It's a really good series. I really liked it. It
Yeah.
was 6 episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really good.
Yeah, I remember seeing like Andre 3000 doing Jimi Hendrix was terrible.
I saw that movie.
Now maybe because he's a right-handed guitar player and they tried to make him do left, he just was not doing it.
Yeah.
He looked like he sounded like him, perfect, but
Yeah.
the guitar playing was like
Yeah.
not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell people don't know how to touch a guitar.
Or how about the Motley Crue biopic?
Oh, yeah.
Terrible. And Machine Gun Kelly playing Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Doing a horrible job at the drums and not even close. And yeah.
And didn't they have Ramsey Bolton was Nikki Sixx?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just that was the shittiest fucking thing. Ugh. It makes me mad.
But that's the thing. That's our version of that sort of stuff where we can look at it and be like, well, this is all bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I always wonder if say, I don't know if you were cheesemaker, and then you watch some, you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
That's not how you take care of cheese. Or if you're a hairdresser, and they're,
Yeah, or probably like one of those like the Bear show where they're in a restaurant. Like
Right.
some sort of chef would probably be like, well, that makes no sense.
Yeah, their line cook is backwards. They should be doing that. That's all fucked and wrong. Yeah, and you'd think these shows and these places would get specialists in there to go, this is how you gotta do it.
I think they do. I think they do, but you can only do so much, before it's like, yeah, I know it's backwards, but this is the shot we need with the lighting, and we got to do it this way.
Yeah.
So
it's backwards.
at a certain point, it's like, all right, well, we tried. Because I think they do. Because it does add a certain realism to things.
Yeah.
But you get this in these sort of procedural type shows.
Yeah.
Like your crime scene investigations ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, so I mentioned AP Bio earlier with Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So the girl in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name?
Kate Pierce? No.
Caitlin.
I keep saying Pearson.
Yeah, that's from the B-52s. No. I don't know why the name is escaping me. Anyway.
Yeah.
She has a series called HIP, High Intellectual Potential.
Really?
And it's a remake of a French show. Huh. And so they're both on the Disney Hulu.
Really?
Yeah, the French version of the show, which is sort of more stylistically done, and the girl is more. I'm gonna look it up real quick, and it's
not like Absolutely Fabulous, one of those.
no. So she plays this cleaning lady that is. She's a nighttime cleaning lady for the police department.
Huh. Okay.
But she's got this brain that like puzzles things and figures it out.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's called High Potential.
All right.
I can't believe I'm forgetting her name. I haven't been watching It's Always
I
Sunny
know.
in
I love her in
Philadelphia for a
Hacks
while.
too. She's great. She's fun.
Oh yeah. Funniest thing in Hacks is that fucking they spent so much money on piano lessons she can only play the theme for Jurassic Park. Caitlin Olsen. I thought it was an Olsen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she may be a cousin of the Olsens.
Yeah. Really? The Olsen
Maybe.
twins?
Maybe. Well, that Scarlet Witch is there.
Yeah, I know. That's the older sister.
No, that's the younger sister.
Younger sister. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So High Potential. Yeah.
High Potential
is the show. But she's sort of interesting in that because she's cleaning. So the first episode, she's there at night. She's got her Walkman on. She's dancing around cleaning the police station. Knocks over some files. She's cleaning up the files. She happens to look at a couple of pictures from the crime scene. They've got like this dry erase board, and they're trying to figure out who done it or whatever. And she looks at it and she's like, well, clearly this and this. So she crosses out this suspect and she circles this other thing. So next day the cops come in. They're like, who fucked with the board? Yeah. They look back at the security footage. It's the cleaning lady. So they bring her in to talk to her. And she's like, well, clearly it's not this person that you guys think did it. It's this. And they go, well, why? What makes you say that? And she's like, because there are these fucking marks on the chair. There was a second person tied up. And they're like, what? So they end up recognizing that her brain just works in this way that can figure out the clues and stuff. So it's one of these police procedural type shows.
Yeah.
I don't really watch these type of police procedural shows, but I bet anybody watching one of these types of shows is like, that would never happen,
No.
Sort of thing.
But that sounds like a good elevator. High Potential. That's on what, Hulu?
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
I never heard of that one.
Yeah, and then let me find the original one, which is because it's like high intellectual potential or something like that. That's what the here it is. HIP, high intellectual potential.
Okay.
This is the English dub. This is the original French version. Which it's the same show. They have 4 seasons of it.
Right.
But it's over in France. And the girl that's doing that is a little bit more like, she's sort of a quirky, like kind of punk rocker chick sort of thing.
Right.
So They're both on, but you can watch the first episodes of both of them and see the comparisons. It's interesting.
Cool.
So high potential and then high HIP, high intellectual potential on the
That's
Disney
not
universe.
bad, Ron.
Yeah, so those are sort of interesting.
Hey, guys, Mike just gave you a whole bunch of fun watchings.
Yeah, that's about as close as I get to any of those crime procedural shows.
Yeah, I know.
I've never done the NCIS, the Law and Order, and I don't do any of the hospital shows either. I never did.
No,
ER.
I don't either. The procedural, the cop ones, I like conceptually where they go with the crime. My problem is always, they always got to have a team.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the nerdy recluse on the computer, and
yeah.
there's the one, it's like they got their team of 4 or 5,
Yeah.
oh gosh, and there's the boss who says you're not following the rules, and there's the, it's like, oh my God, cliche land.
Yeah. It does get to be like that because then it's all about the clue finding and the investigating. The one that I do like is the first 48, the actual one.
Oh, yeah, because that's reality.
Yeah.
That's real life. That's not goofy.
That's sort of interesting.
Yeah.
And then, did you ever see this other series that they had, Night Watch, where it's with the ambulance drivers down in New Orleans?
No, but I bet you New Orleans at night, ooh,
Dude.
God, man. And an ambulance, boy, the whack jobs they got to deal with.
Dude, it is horrific at times. Just like some random lady down there on vacation, somebody fucking attacks her with a fucking machete. And she's got a machete in her fucking arm and shit. It's like, holy fuck.
Wow.
Night Watch.
Yeah, I told you that pod I've been watching. There's some guy, he's in Kensington, Philadelphia, walking on Skid Row, and he's just asking people if they want water and making sure they're not dead. And there's just, as far as the miles can see, is just garbage and people just all fentanyled out and just like half crumpled over and like standing sideways and sleeping on the ground in the filth.
Man.
I mean, just as far as the eye can see, it's disgusting.
What's that on YouTube?
Yeah, it's just a YouTube thing. It came on my feed, and then I started watching his YouTube thing. He was doing shorts, and then, But it's just shocking to see. And they're talking about drugs I've never even heard of. They're like, hey, girl, you alive? You alive? What are you on? And she's like, she's standing sideways, and she's Fetty, which is fentanyl. They're snorting fentanyl. And then some pill called G's or something. Oh, they're all on G's. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're doing all these wacky designer drugs. I don't even know, but they're standing there sideways and some will be crouched over and like in the middle of the street, just standing there like zombies.
Probably opioids, or whatever.
Fucked up.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, shocking.
Yeah, that's nutty.
I know. It makes you appreciate where we're at. It's like I'm mad because I didn't get the big gig, or I'm mad because my, another light came on my SUV. These people are losers. Well, not, I don't want to punch down on them, but they're not doing so well, and it's scary.
Man,
it's horrible. It makes you really appreciate life. We got to cue the music.
Oh, you gonna do a segment?
We're gonna do a quick one. Well, we started it last week. All right, where's the music? There we go. Oh, things you didn't know rednecks invented. Do we want the hat for this?
Sure.
We like the hat. Things you didn't know. Oh, we got to do big dumb glasses too.
BDG.
Got a big dumb glasses. All right. Hi, welcome again to Things You Didn't Know Rednecks Invented.
You can't get a better voice than that.
I know. Should I use a redneck voice, maybe?
I mean, is it culturally insensitive?
I mean, it's an accent. I mean, I almost feel like I'm allowed. It's not like I'm doing like a Middle Eastern voice, or I'm not doing an Indian voice, I'm just making fun of a Southern accent.
I mean, I figure
I'm not appropriating.
I don't think it would be too bad if you did it just to say the name of the segment. If you did it the whole time, it might be a bit.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it the whole time. Things you didn't know. I went British. Things you didn't know rednecks invented. All right. There we go. Little banjo. There we go. Got to have the banjo. Okay, here this week, what do we got? Guess where it was made? North Carolina. A man named David Cheney. They don't got a date on here, but guess what the old rednecks invented? artificial turf. Fake grass.
Wow.
Fake grass. And they used it for baseball and football stadiums, and it prompted the most tedious complaints from purists. This side of the designated hitter rule.
Huh.
See, people were all mad that they came up with the artificial turf for baseball fields. Well, they had to test it. Reason they did it, this guy from North Carolina made it, and he introduced it. The first stadium was Houston Astros Stadium.
The Astrodome.
The
Because
Astrodome.
remember that second Bad News Bears movie?
Okay.
They go to the Houston Astrodome. So this was the thing when we were kids.
Yes.
In the late 70s, maybe early 80s.
Yeah.
So the Houston Astrodome had the retractable roof or something like that?
Yeah, that was the first of them.
Or it was like a dome stadium where they didn't have light for the grass to grow. So they took this artificial turf, because that's why it was first called AstroTurf.
Yes.
For the Houston Astrodome.
Right.
Because the Houston Astros was the baseball team at the time.
Yep. Houston Astros, yes.
Yeah, so that's why it was AstroTurf.
Yep.
But then for football, they started to realize that because the dirt and the grass doesn't give way when you plant your foot, guys were getting really messed up, because normally you get your foot planted in the grass and the dirt, and then you get hit, the cleats give out. Right?
Yep.
But it wasn't happening, so the ankle would roll, and oh man, it was messing up legs and ankles all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then they started to come up with, they do this out in Phoenix. They get the stadiums with the retractable roofs, and then the whole playing field
Sure.
will rotate
Oh,
to get into the sun.
Oh, the whole, like, wow, like a lazy Susan.
Yeah, it's quite a feat of engineering.
Wow.
I think they covered it on one of those like extreme engineering shows on History
Wow.
Channel or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Yeah, the artificial turf, yeah, outside of sports, it started landscaping then, and yeah, around the Vegas area, started catching the wind, people liking it, so yeah. Oh, and also now they're all debating, the Canadians, hi Canada, we love you, the Canadians are going, all their stadiums are going AstroTurf since they're, the Canadian gameplay is in November's, and so they get cold weather and stuff like that, you know, snow, blah, blah, blah.
That was sort of the thing about the stadiums out in Phoenix, was because it gets so friggin' hot, so they'd actually air condition those things.
Yeah, so AstroTurf, artificial turf, made by David
Invented
Cheney of North Carolina.
He probably invented it, but you know.
Well, he invented it, and it was introduced because, yeah, he was hired to do it. Yeah, it's his idea.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, let's do one more. We'll do one more. Things you didn't know rednecks invented. Whew. All right, what do you think of this one? Clarence Saunders, born in Virginia. Name ring a bell? Clarence Saunders. He spent most of his life in the South, but it was in Memphis where he founded, guess what this was? The first supermarket, Piggly Wiggly.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. It was an invention, it would have been around forever in some form or another, but basically, in those days, before the Piggly Wiggly, it was a hodgepodge. Stores were like general stores. They were just like, you walk in, you do your thing, you buy it, blah, blah, blah. Hodgepodge of goods and services. You had to ask clerks to get products for you, and you're never quite sure what the store would have or what you even wanted. It was an inefficient and an expensive process. So Sanders was inspired by witnessing lots of small grocers be annoyed and going bankrupt. So he invented the building that you walk into that would have everything in sections and da-da-da and da-da-da and da-da, you know, like almost like the early template to a big box store. It'd be kind of like, you know.
So speaking of that, interestingly enough, I watched recently one of those, what are they, History Channel or something like that, where it's American, the brands that built America or something like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
And they were talking
the
about
reenactments in them.
And they were talking about, like a Kmart and like Lowe's and Home Depot.
Wow.
As these sort of big giant stores with like everything in it sort of thing. And they all started like as regional sort of players,
Yeah.
you know. I think it was like Home Depot was down the south or something like
That's
that.
fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, it was real interesting because they were trying to develop this concept, like you were saying, of having all the stuff in one place.
Right, because Piggledy Wiggly was the first one to price mark all their products, for one.
Really?
Refrigerate produce, standardized layouts across all stores. So all the layout, like their store in Memphis, the store in over here, and they would all have the same layout. So that as
I've
a
seen
chain.
Piggly Wiggly like when I was a kid and we'd travel through the South and stuff, and I always just thought it was some sort of like cut rate, third rate, grocery store. I didn't know that was the OG.
Yeah, that was the OG. And
Wow.
guess what came next? In particular, the business practices were so efficient and so ahead of their time that they influenced an unrelated business industry. Toyota, in particular, borrowed their inventory strategy.
Huh.
I don't know why. Well, and later on, so he made a big deal out of that. He was Mr. Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
You're right, Saunders, the Saunders guy. So he later on went over to, later on in his life, invented, this is what I didn't know, Key-Doozle? What's a Key-Doozle? K-E-E-D-O-Z. And the Clarence Saunders, sole owner of the My Name stores chain. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Apparently they didn't catch on because he was not a good name.
My Name stores?
Well, he invented Piggly Wiggly. Why would you call, this guy stinks. Maybe he had good ideas, but his branding ideas were terrible.
Oh, no, wait. That show I watched was Kmart, Target, and Walmart. That's what it was.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Waltons.
Yeah.
All right, let's...
Because they were talking about trying to come up with a name for Target. So, yeah, these guys are terrible at coming up with names.
Yeah.
The names that they wanted to call Target before they landed on Target or even...
Oh, really?
Oh, it was terrible names.
Yeah. The Glurfenglogen.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a related note to that, Charles Saunders, he was, okay, we're done with him. On a related note, another Southerner, he was an Okie. You know where from Oklahoma.
Oh.
Sylvan Goldman invented the shopping cart. But he wasn't successful at first because men found them girly and women thought they were too much like baby buggies. But after hiring models and greeters to use and explain them, they eventually caught on, with the patent earning Goldman millions and millions of dollars in a day when millions of dollars was almost unheard of. First supermarket to use them. The first supermarket to use them was, you guessed it, Piggly Wiggly.
Huh. So remember when we were kids, like grocery carts weren't standardized?
I just, the one, well, they look like the same other than you had the metal and the plastic.
But they weren't as big. They were kind of higher and the baskets were like smaller and stuff like that. They were
Really? I always thought they seemed huge.
They were sort of weird.
I remember standing in them as a little kid.
Later.
Yeah. And then my mom put me in the front ones with your legs sticking through.
Because it was almost like they took, the shopping baskets that you get where you just pick it up, put it over your arm, you know what I mean? You put a few things in
Yeah.
it, like handheld.
Yeah.
It was slightly bigger than that. And it was on wheels and standing up. And they were sort of almost top heavy and stuff like that.
Yeah. Huh.
But now they've got them down to, where it's the big,
I like the mini half carts like at Wegmans.
Do you?
I do, but here's the thing. I could see where they're counterproductive because the store doesn't want you having half carts. They want you filling up a big cart, for the store. But I think for efficiency and scooting around and not having log jams, the short half cart, I love it. I'm a big fan of the half cart.
Well, the thing is, in the grocery store, I like to leave the cart someplace close to where I need to be. Like, if I got to go over here to the wall to get baby spinach, I don't need to bring the cart all the way in there. I can leave the cart out in the main area, like 4 feet away, go get the thing, and then come back and put the thing in it. People don't do that. They try and bring the cart into the tight area. That's what makes a big mess of everything.
Oh, yeah. Or I hate the people that do what you're doing, but they just let it float out in space. See, I'll like put mine in front of an end cap or something like that so you're not
you got to
clogging an artery.
Yeah, you can't clog arteries.
Yeah, yeah. But there's some people that just let it drift.
Yeah.
And then I've seen people, like old ladies that'll like, oh, they're checking out all the meats and poking the fucking chickens. And then they're there,
The cart's
their purse is
behind
wide.
them.
Yeah, and their purse is wide open. It's like, this lady's, I could rob the Christ out of her. She's an idiot.
Last time I was at the grocery store, there's some guy, he's poking and prodding and looking at products over here. And then behind him, he's got the cart. So between him and the cart, he's blocking the whole aisle.
Oh, improper cart etiquette.
Cardigan.
That's my term, I know it. Cart etiquette.
Yeah, it really is.
They have no cart etiquette.
Yeah.
The world needs cart etiquette.
People need to pay attention and be a little bit more like you got to be a little bit more what's the word, conscientious of other people, a little bit more considerate.
Yeah.
You got to be considerate.
Oh, I know. I have a whole rant. I go on a rant. I go on cart rants every time I'm in because it never fails. Like
Like situational awareness. Look around. Are there other people? Get out of their fucking way.
I've seen people just unload their groceries into their car and just push the cart and watch it just randomly roll into the parking lot.
Oh wow.
Or you know how they have those like docking bays halfway through?
Yeah,
they'll just push it towards the docking bay, not even making it to the docking bay, and the car just kind of runs out of gas before that. I mean, it takes 2 seconds to walk over and push it in. Then sometimes you'll get to the docking bay and there'll be like carts in all directions.
Yeah,
like,
it was like that the other day. It was all those half carts.
I've gone in there, I've rearranged them for the kids.
Nobody stacked them. There were like 12 of them in there, just all higgledy-piggledy.
Yeah, I can't stand that. That's a pet peeve of mine. I'll go in there and rearrange them. I get pissed off and I'll glare at anyone. And
Well,
yeah.
I had the one full-size cart, and there were like 12 of the half-size carts.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I'm done with it. I just pushed it in there, and I'm like, I gotta go. Here's the thing that I don't like about those half-size carts over at Wegmans. Every time I go to use them, I don't know what it is, I bang my shins on it. Down at the bottom. Every time I go to take
that
a
should be
step.
at an angle. That is straight down.
Yeah.
You're right. I
It's
can
straight
see
down.
that.
It goes all the way across. Like, and I try and walk with it like the normal sort of position, but it's like you got to hold it like way out in front of you.
Yeah, to not bang your shins. You're right. Well,
I find that super annoying. And because the little basket sections are so skinny, even if you only got to grab like half a dozen things, I'd rather just have like it's the difference between having like a subcompact hatchback and trying to put a few groceries in it, or having a full-size van.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, it's kind of like, am I going to use the back seat as a trunk, or am I gonna
Like
fold
if you're
the seats
stopping
down
in to get a
and
bag
have
of
no back
oranges
seat?
and a bottle of salad dressing, sure, get the half cart.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm usually cart guy, and the girlfriend's grabbing stuff and putting it there and stacking it in there, and then as she's getting the next item, I kind of rearrange it to.
Yeah, me and the girl, like when we go to the grocery store, it's like whoever's feeling more tired or weak gets the shopping cart to lean on.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Because there were lots of times where she's spearheading the grocery effort, and I'm just pushing the cart, just like doop doop doop.
I've done that. Yeah, I'm leaning on you.
But there's a lot of times where, like, I know what I'm getting, and it's sort of the same stuff. So
Yeah, we have a route.
I'll let her take the cart. She'll be over in produce and stuff for a while. I'll swing over, grab my deli meats, grab the breads, circle back, drop shit off, and
Yeah.
Although when we do that, you know what's the most maddening thing is? I'll lose her, and then I know she's not far, but then when I find her, she's like way over there, and she's going the other way.
Yeah.
And I've told her for years, I'm like, if you're in the grocery store and you're looking around and you can't find me, guess what? I'm behind you and I'm looking right at you.
Yeah.
Because she's like moving down the thing. I can't move fast enough to catch her. You know what I mean? I got arms full of shit, and she just keeps trucking along. That's why I'm always like, if you're in the grocery store and you're like, where's Mike? Turn around. I'm behind you looking at you right now. So and I can see her do it. Because she'll be moving away, and then she'll stop, and she'll start looking around. She'll check her phone to see if I texted her. And then I can see it, the thought cross her mind, and she goes, she turns around, and I'm looking right at her. And I'm like, there you are. And she's like, oh, there you are,
No, Tina will wander off sometimes. Like, we have a route, we do. And if I'm slow and I'm reading something and she goes on, I know she's doing the route, so I'll follow her. But every now and then she deviates from the plan.
Yeah.
And then I go,
like to buy soap or something.
yeah, and you go, wait a minute, you're not where you are. And then, so I stick to the route. So I just kind of retrace the same route.
Yeah, and I have to cover half of the store in 3 minutes just looking for her.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't deviate from the route because she knows that I'll stay on the route. You know, it's like a track.
Well, with my girlfriend, the way she eats now, she doesn't deal much in most of the aisles of the grocery store, all the prepackaged stuff.
Yeah.
She doesn't deal that much with that stuff.
Yeah, Tina's kind of getting there too.
She'll hit up the produce stuff, the greens, the potatoes, the bags of onions or whatever the fuck, and
Yeah,
she doesn't do
Tina's
hardly
in the
anything
vegan
in
section.
frozen foods anymore.
I know.
And there's a lot of aisles I got no business in anymore.
No, I know. I love the cereal aisle, but I don't go to the cereal aisle anymore.
I go to
It's my favorite in Colorland.
I've been going to the cereal aisle because I got a hankering for honeycombs, but I just can't pull the trigger on them.
No.
Because I'm not buying milk. I'm not eating a bowl of cereal.
No.
No. And I could eat them dry, but I don't know, $4.69 for a box of honeycombs. It's such an investment.
Yeah.
If it were $2.99, like Wegmans has the generic versions of the cereals.
Yeah.
Which are like $1.99.
Yeah.
That's great, but there's no generic honeycomb.
That's weird. Why not the generic honeycomb?
I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know.
know if they can't figure it out or they can't do it. Or you know what? Here's the thing that I always thought. They get the generic versions of the cereals.
Yeah.
Because remember, they did this with Cocoa Puffs at some point, like when we were in high school.
Yeah.
They changed the formula.
Right.
And the new Cocoa Puffs didn't taste right. It tasted like that chemical peanut butter.
Yeah.
That fake chemical chocolate.
Yes.
Which I didn't like. And then we realized that the generic version, the store brand version, is the old Cocoa Puffs formula.
Yes.
So if you want the old flavor, you just get the knockoff version or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever changed honeycomb.
I don't think so either, and I wonder, generic why? Maybe it's the shape they patent. Maybe they patent the honeycomb shape.
That's the other thing. Yeah, maybe it's got to be some sort of like they got a lock on the shape,
because
the formula.
You
the
can buy
taste.
generic. You can't buy generic alphabets, but you can buy generic fruit stars, and stuff like that. But they're not the same shape as Lucky Charms.
Right.
But they are, but they're the same thing, but they're not.
Yeah. You can buy generic
Blue
of like the Cheerios, the Rice Chex, like all the stuff. Like even the Reese's peanut butter cup ones. The Reese's.
Yeah. I
with
love
the
cereal
chocolate
though.
and
I love that aisle. Sometimes I just go down the cereal aisle and I just kind of I daydream, my nostalgic, and I like the colors. I'm just like a little kid in there, but.
Well, I miss the cereals, and because I can't do the milk because I'm lactose intolerant. And when I first moved out here, you're like, oh, my daughter and her friends, they're doing the what was it, the oat milk or whatever it was?
No, they were not oatmeal.
Almond
milk, almond milk, but vanilla almond milk.
Right, and the unsweetened vanilla almond milk.
Yeah.
And so I was getting that for a while, but then I realized that was jacking up my stomach too.
Really?
In a different way. Oh, I was recently realizing was fucking just makes a mess of my stomach. Nuts.
Nuts. What do you mean? Like you can't eat a handful of, I don't know, pecans? Almonds?
So we were
Almonds are great.
Almonds are great, man. Recently I had you get the little bags of almonds, you know what I mean?
Sure, like the Blue Diamonds. Blue Diamond does it right.
Yeah. And they're tasty and everything, and I can eat them and everything, but man, noxious gas.
Well,
Terrible.
maybe you got to eat more of them so your stomach builds the enzymes to break them down.
That's the thing I was kind of thinking, because I get like that with bananas.
Yeah.
Like I don't eat bananas a lot, so when I do eat a banana, like, oh my god, it just makes my stomach feel like a rock in it.
Yeah.
And there have been times where the only time I really like doing bananas is like take some bread, toast it up, put some peanut butter on it, and then put the banana on.
You do it Elvis style.
Oh, it's fucking so good.
Thanks, Elvis.
But I really have not much interest in eating a banana with. I mean, the only other way I ate a banana was you take your Rice Chex or something like that. You cut up a banana and that, or something.
Yeah, bananas are great accessories, but on their own, they're great. They're fine, but I just find it like, all right, 3 bites, it's gone. Throw it, throw the skin away.
3 bites.
Yeah.
You're maxing out the food.
Yeah, it's not
chipmunk
large
shoots.
enough to get the dopamine rush. So to me, I'd have to eat 4 bananas to get the dopamine rush. So I don't even bother.
Yeah, see, it was kind of because it's. I think it's the potassium in it because it's the same thing with like fucking pineapple.
Oh, you're missing out on the pineapple. Like I said, the grilled pineapple, dude. Oh, dude.
I know, and I don't mind it or anything like that, but I think I eat it so infrequently that my body's not producing the enzymes to break it down right or something like that.
Well,
Anyway, pretty in the weeds at this point.
I know. Well, thanks for breaking it down. We're breaking it down. We're breaking down the gear. We got to film another episode. We're about to film the Shlicketty Review Cast. I hope you're enjoying it, folks. You're at the Shlicketty Do Cast. Stay tuned for the Shlicketty Review Cast. We're going to be doing another movie.
Oh, before you wrap it up real quick, I got a little something we could talk about for 5 minutes.
Oh, boy. What do you got? Going in for an encore.
I've been considering getting a new TV.
Bigger, smaller, or is it just is there a function you need, or do you want larger?
So, two main aspects of it.
All right.
So we've actually got 2 TVs that are 55-inch TVs.
It's not too shabby. It's not too shabby.
And
55 is a good solid number.
Yeah, the girlfriend had like a 36-inch flat screen that died, like...
Your living room's pretty big.
6
so
years ago.
Your living room's pretty big and you got high ceilings. So I could see where a 55 would feel like in a normal room like a 32 does.
Right. So the thinking was, because the girlfriend's like, we can go a little bit bigger. So I've been considering maybe a 65-inch.
65, okay, yeah.
A little bit
I got
bigger.
the 60, but
Oh, do you?
65, yeah.
And so when my girlfriend's TV, which was like a 36-inch flat screen, and it was like 720p. I mean, like I said, this was a number of years ago.
Yeah.
Died. And I had it out in my outback area in Phoenix. So I rolled over to Target, and I got the TV that I have now for it was like $369. So with tax, it was like $401 or something like that.
Not bad, I don't know.
Not bad. It's a TCL, you know what I mean? So, but the thing that bothers me about it, in that room, because I got like skylights and shit like that, it's so bright. And I think there is a problem with the TV. It is not bright enough. Anything that is dark, like the last couple episodes of Game of Thrones, shit like that, we can't see. Cannot see it.
And I'm sure you've toyed with the settings.
Toyed with all the settings. I can crank up the brightness, but it just grays everything out. Like, it's just... And Rome has been over, and he's all up in that stuff, because he worked at an electronics store.
Yeah.
So he...
Yeah, he's a TV aficionado.
He's like, yeah, it's like, when you're looking at the TV, the top left corner seems the dimmest, you know what I mean? It kind of cheeses me off. And with the skylights and stuff like that, it's like, if we want to watch like that, Wednesday or the Sabrina, it's like, we got to wait till night.
I have a theory. Do you think now, was it doing it in your old house?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I noticed it back then too. But it was pretty bright then, too, in my back
Is
area.
the sun beating on it to where
No.
it's... No?
No, the sun's not really getting on it.
Because I was almost going to say, what if it's one of those things where the diodes are just kind of fried from being sun-baked and whatnot, and almost like you should almost have like a cover on it when you're not watching, and then you lift the lid and...
Yeah, true. But I feel like, we're kind of past that point.
Yeah, you're past that point. You do have to start fresh.
So, I was kind of looking around, like, was it yesterday, the day before? Because it's back to school season, so everybody's doing sales and stuff like that.
You're right.
So I was just sort of poking around. So I was like, well, I went to Target, and I got that TV last time. Well, let's go poke around at Target / Walmart, Best Buy, whatever. See what's doing out there. And yeah, I could get a QLED. My TV is a TCL. I can get a TCL 65-inch QLED TV for about $369.
Okay, that's fine. But why would you go to the same brand?
Well,
I would almost try a different brand, because maybe it's just kind of like, oh, the contrast and brightness settings only go so far in that style. But maybe if you got a Panasonic or got a Vizio,
I can't afford those.
Oh, I see. So
Because
you got to stay in that price point.
Those are like $1,200 to $1,500.
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
That's true.
$400 I could do.
Sure. I'm with you.
For a TV.
All right.
I can't afford the $1,200 to $1,500. And not to mention the the $2,400 to $2,800 like with the OLEDs and shit like that.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Which those would be great, but I don't have that kind of jack for that. I mean, honestly, if I got that kind of jack, we need to get a second camera for doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Because we're doing yours on a cell phone right now, which makes me nuts. It's the image isn't great, and it's bottlenecking the workflow from editing it. I'd like to just be able to pull a card and go home and get 60% of the podcast editing done the day that we shoot it. But been looking at that too, But maybe
I don't know. You got any deals? Anyone out there wants to give us one? That'd be great. Or if you got any lines on a deal, tell us where to go. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, we're looking at big box stores. We're looking at the Target. So maybe there's like, J&J Electronics out of Albuquerque.
Well, the thing is, like with the TV, like I definitely want something that's going to be a step up. And I've got some things I got to deal with. I got a bright room, so I definitely want something that's brighter.
It's almost like a setting. Like you almost need like a good contrast button and a brightness. Like the contrast to make the black's black, but then you brighten it up, and it's.
Well, the brightness has like a measurement sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It may only be like 500 or 600 nits, where maybe I need a 1200 nits brightness sort of TV or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think some of the newer ones they sort of deal with that sort of stuff. So it's like I can't just go to like a not a pawn shop, but like that AmVets or whatever.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
you don't want somebody else's junk.
Yeah, I can't.
And refurbished from the factory sometimes, but I don't know. When you're dealing with LEDs, you don't want it refurbished. I mean,
no. So I'm sort of toying with that idea, considering maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But I was thinking if I do get a new TV for the house, and I got that 55, I could maybe bring it down here for the studio.
Then if we're talking about something, we could see it on the screen.
And to that end, I've been looking at also for like a couple of $100, like maybe $200 or something like that, getting a little video switcher.
Yeah.
Because I can run HDMI out from my camera.
Yeah.
Or if I get a second camera, then we could run those.
All right.
Plus the output from like a.
Well, we're in the weeds here. The people that are watching this are probably going, "What are you talking about?"
Anyway, yeah, okay. So
I know you and I are talking about things that we should be talking about when the camera's off.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just end this episode now.
All right. Yeah, maybe we should just. Okay. Yeah, it's like the Homer Simpson going back in the bushes.
Yeah,
thing.
It's just receding.
Right. All right, guys. Shlicketty Newcast 68. Thanks for hanging in there. We'll see you on the Flickety Review Cast. Stay tuned, kids. You're
watch
great.
Watch it, share us, send us an email, tell us what's going on. We'll see you next week.